Hi, this is Scott Knickelbine again, and welcome back to Lesson 2 on how to play the jug. Before we get started, I just want to thank everybody who's commented on Lesson 1 so far, both the newcomers who are learning how to play this venerable instrument for the first time, and also the established jug players who've given me some great support and some feedback. Hopefully I'll be able to use all of that, so thanks very much. As I say, I'm Scott Knickelbine. I'm the jug player with the Mad City Jug Band. And I think at the close of the first lesson, I laid out a pretty ambitious list of things to cover on Lesson 2, and I don't think I'm actually going to cover all of those. There are a few things more that I want to say about the mouth shape that you use when you play the jug, which is known as the embouchure. Basically, as you recall from Lesson 1, if you watched it, the general rule is that the looser that you have your lips when you buzz them, the lower the note. And the tighter you have the lips when you play it, the higher the note that you get. So I hope that you've been practicing that in the car, on your way to work, walking down the street, doing the dishes, whatever. Now, there's of course a lot more to it than that. And so what I wanted to do is first off kind of discuss the three basic mouth shapes that you'll find will be useful as you move up the scale when you're playing the jug. Again, the very lowest notes, you have your lips quite loose. Now, what you do need to do, however, is maintain a small opening right in the center of your lips for the air to come out. If your lips aren't sealed on the edges, instead of getting a nice low note, you're going to get something that sounds more like a Bronx cheer. In other words, your lips are going to be vibrating all the way across and not right where they're going into the mouth of the jug. So this is actually going to be true for all of the embouchures, all three of the embouchures that we'll look at. Is you've always, no matter how tight your lips or how loose your lips, you always need to be leaving the opening, a fairly small opening, right in the middle of your mouth. So those that kind of loose, flat-lipped embouchure is going to work for your very lowest notes. As you get up higher than that, you're going to notice that what is more useful is actually if your lips kind of go into a pout. And generally, for me and for some other people that I've watched, it's helpful as you're getting into the mid-range notes to kind of put your top lip just a little bit over the bottom lip. Seems to give you a little bit more control of notes as you play them. So it's a little more like. Can you see how if you can see beneath the mustache, my top lip is now just a little bit over my bottom lip. And then, so that's your middle range. As you get to the very highest range, you're not going to be able to get enough lip tightness with that kind of pouting technique, and your lips are going to have to be drawn fairly tight across. But again, remember to leave a small hole in the middle in order to get the note out. So here we're going more like. There, I think that's the top of my range this afternoon. But if you note, again, it's almost like a smile, but there is just a little bit of opening for the vibration in the center. So those are the three, the very flat-lipped lower notes, the the more of the pouty mid-range notes, and then the very kind of the tight high notes. So I'd like you to practice those, and you can actually work on a standard 8-note scale. Just give it a try. You're not going to be very accurate at first. But, you know, remember, playing the jug is a lot like singing. There's no keys that you have to press, no valves to compress, no frets that you can touch a string at that kind of give a mechanical definition to the note. Just like singing, you basically have to learn by trying it. And eventually you kind of wire that connection between your brain and the muscles of your lips and mouth, so that you're able to produce the note that you want, just by controlling the shape of your mouth. You know, it's just the sort of thing you're going to have to learn by doing, get lots of practice, and eventually you'll find that your ability to define notes and actually go for the note that you're imagining right off the bat will improve over time, but practice is the idea. So the idea then would be to work on an 8-note scale, just like you were playing a, you know, real instrument here. So, you know, the do, re, mi thing. You don't have to do that exact, you know, that range that I just did. Any range that feels comfortable for you will work great. It's just an opportunity for you to kind of feel how the mouth changes in shape as you go up and down the scales, and to start building that muscle memory between your ears and your lips. One other thing I wanted to say is that, you know, well, how do you know where the exact break line is between the low, you know, flat embouchure, the middle pouty embouchure, and the very tight, smiley upper embouchure? Basically, that's going to be defined by the shape of your mouth, by your lung capacity, and a lot of other things. But you'll know it because you'll reach a point with one embouchure where you just can't go any higher. And you actually find that you do have to change the shape of your mouth. And sometimes that'll cause a break, just a slight break as you readjust, as say you're moving up or down a scale. That's perfectly fine. The whole idea is to get a really good instinctual feel for what embouchure you're going to be using, and eventually to anticipate that shift in mouth shape so you can do it smoothly. Again, as I said in lesson 1, the embouchure is really what's important. That's where the music is being made. And so go ahead and spend your time over the next week or so just with or without a jug, practicing those scales. So for that, for now, that's it for lesson 2. I'm Scott Knickelbine. Thanks for joining me, and happy jugging.